Okay, let's go through this one last time. My name is LegoLover117. I started a YouTube channel in 2012. I got some popularity from doing Thomas content. I came up with Thomas and Friends home media reviews from another YouTuber series. That show blew up, as I'm sure many of you already know. Then I started doing home media reviews as a spin-off of that, and well, here we are. Hello everyone, welcome back to another installment of Home Media Reviews. This review is on Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Let's not waste any time, let's jump right into the history section. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse hit theaters on December 14th, 2018. I saw this movie in theaters. It being a children's film, I expected there to be some kids in the audience. What I did not expect, however, was a bunch of kids running around the movie theater during the climax, and the parents doing absolutely nothing to stop them. Yeah, that was great watching Kingpin try to kill Spider-Man while a collider is going off, and there's all these pretty visuals up on this giant movie screen. There are just like a group of 10 kids just running around in the theater, just doing whatever the fuck they want, and I have no idea what they were... I have no idea what their goal was, what they were trying to do. They were just running. Not that that tainted my viewing of this movie, because the first time I saw it, I absolutely loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I should have gone back and seen it for a second time in theaters just to wash that horrible experience out of my mouth. Unfortunately, didn't get the chance to see it a second time in theaters. I, of course, bought it on physical media when it released on March 19th, 2019. How about that segue, though? We had a DVD, a Blu-ray / DVD combo pack, and a 4K / Blu-ray combo pack. And all the artwork was different for each of these releases. Usually they just use the same artwork for each version, but Sony, good on you guys. You went against the norm, and you gave us unique poster art. I salute you. I do not salute you with Spider-Man No Way Home's poster art, because those posters suck. Now we get into some of our exclusives. There was a Best Buy exclusive steelbook, as per usual. It's got Miles on the front of it with his spider logo in the background. It's a simplistic steelbook. I like it. I didn't pick it up for myself. I think this was just a Blu-ray steelbook, though. It might have had a 4K version, too. I remember seeing the Blu-ray version on store shelves, though. This one's a weird one. This is an exclusive Blu-ray with different artwork and a different case. I'm not sure where this was exclusive to. I couldn't find anything on it on Blu-ray.com. If you know, let me know down in the comments. A Walmart exclusive Blu-ray was also released, and this one is the most interesting in my opinion. It comes with a Miles Morales action figure. Sometimes they do these with the DC animated movies. They'll put out a super special version of something like, I don't know, a Flashpoint Paradox or an All-Star Superman that has like a little Flash action figure, Superman figure. They're not great action figures. They don't have a lot of articulation, but they're nice display pieces, I guess. I actually have one in my own personal collection. It's a character I know nothing about. I don't even know what her name is, but it came with my Justice League Gods and Monsters Blu-ray. I bought that secondhand. And Target coming back in with its normal exclusive version. It's a Blu-ray with a digipack. It's got like behind the scenes information and such. Although I don't know if this will continue to be Target's exclusive version for all of these big tentpole movies, because with No Way Home, we didn't get a digipack. We got some bonus art cards or something. I don't know, man. I was so disappointed with No Way Home's physical release. I'm pissed off that the steelbook was supposedly an online exclusive, and then the Target version sucked. The only good version of No Way Home on 4K or Blu-ray is the Walmart exclusive with the changed artwork on the slipcover. But this isn't a No Way Home show. It's a Spider-Verse show. I need to stop talking about No Way Home. Interesting about this release of Spider-Verse, all versions of this movie had a digital copy thrown into it, and that includes the DVD. Later on December 3rd, 2019, we got a Blu-ray Steelbook movie collection. This included Spider-Verse, Venom, Far From Home, and Homecoming. This Steelbook was pretty cool. I remember seeing this sitting on store shelves. I didn't pick it up for myself because I already owned those movies. I didn't really need it. Then in the hellscape known as 2020, we got another reprint of Spider-Verse. It's a 4K and Blu-ray Academy Award winner variant. I don't have an exact date for these. They did come out in 2020. Essentially what these are is a more stripped down version of the 4K and the Blu-ray. They removed the digital copy from both, but they did add a little gold banner on the top of it saying, this is an Academy Award winner. You should buy it. This next copy I do have a date for. It is December 1st, 2020. This is part of the PS5 4K Essentials line. It's got new artwork and a new banner, little PS5 banner up there at the top because this is when the PS5 was coming out. Can you find a PS5 now in 2022? No, but you can get Spider-Verse as a PS5 Essential. I do like, though, that this is a 4K reprint. You don't normally see 4K reprints. You see a lot of Blu-ray ones, but not 4K. Nice to see that. And then our last copy hit in December of 2021, the most recent copy that's been put out on store shelves. It's a Walmart exclusive, and it just has different artwork on the slipcover. I have a theory about why this was put out at this time. Venom Let There Be Carnage was coming out on physical media around the time that these started popping up on store shelves, so I think Sony was reprinting all their Spider-Man stuff to coincide with Venom Let There Be Carnage coming out on Blu-ray and 4K and all that. And I think maybe Venom Let There Be Carnage had a slipcover that looked like this. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I do remember the first Venom was reprinted with this slipcover. A couple other Spider-Man movies were, so that wraps up the history of Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse on physical media. Let's move right along to the close-up. Alrighty everyone, here's your close-up look at Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. We have one copy to look at, the standard 4K Ultra HD print. 4K up there at the top, 4K plus Blu-ray plus digital. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. We have Miles, Gwen Stacy, and Peter B. Parker there on the front. I really love this poster. I also I love and hate that they chose different posters for each version of this film. The 4K has different artwork than the Blu-ray, and the Blu-ray has different artwork than the DVD. But I think the 4K artwork looks pretty great. We have a little sticker down here. Academy Award nominee, Best Animated Feature, and then includes an all-new Spider-Ham mini-movie. The spine, Columbia Pictures logo on the black part where the 4K is. That's interesting, never seen that before. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Ultra HD Blu-ray at the bottom. The back features a little screenshot from when all the spider people are hiding on Miles Morales' apartment's roof. We've got a quote, a blurb about the movie, barcode, Spider-Ham mini-movie, Spider-Ham caught in a ham. Ha, funny. Blu-ray exclusives also includes all that stuff. How to watch 4K Ultra HD movies, because apparently the populace is still too stupid to realize how to watch them. And then digital movie included. Cast and crew information down there at the bottom. Underneath, same poster art, same spine. Pretty much the same back, nothing has been changed. And if we open this up, take the discs out for you here. This is your 4K disc. Kind of hard to tell, but it does say 4K there on the top. I do like the artwork for these, but man, it's kind of hard to tell which disc is which. And then your Blu-ray disc looks like this. A lot of color used on these disc artworks. So that wraps up your close-up. Let's move right along to the menu tour. Alright folks, here we are for our menu tour of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Starting off with our Blu-ray disc here with this wonderful comic style menu here with our options looking like vintage comic book panels. Absolutely love it. I'm a sucker for that. We got play, movie, languages, scene selection, and special features. For languages, we have an English 5.1 mix, a English audio descriptive service mix, French 5.1 French audio descriptive service, Spanish 5.1 no Spanish description service. That's sad. The French get that, but the Spanish don't. That's a little bit unfortunate. For subtitles, we've got English for the hearing impaired, I guess, French, Spanish, and then that's it. For scene selection, we have a little bar down here letting us know where we are in the movie, and then we've also got little screenshots for each of the scenes. There is no title for each of the scenes, and we only have 16 of them. I guess 15 actually, because the 16th scene, that's the post-credit scene. That's literally the end of the movie. So I guess we only have 15 scenes, so that's interesting actually. It's a short movie, like I'll give it that, but only 15 scenes? We also have a little bookmark thing here that we can do, which I don't know how that works. Filmmaker commentary starts off our special features. Caught in a Ham short, which is the Spider-Ham short film. We Are Spider-Man, Spider-Verse, A New Dimension, The Ultimate Comics Cast, Designing Cinematic Comic Book Characters, Heroes and Hams, Designing Cinematic Comic Book Characters, Scoundrels and Scorpions, A Tribute to Stan Lee and Steve Ditko, The Spider-Verse Superfan Easter Egg Challenge, lyric videos, previews, and that's it. That's a lot of bonus content on this disc. I appreciate that there's a tribute to Stan Lee, as well as the person who I think first drew Spider-Man, or colored him, or penciled him. He was big in the creation of the Spider-Man character, Steve Ditko. He was big into Spider-Man's creation, I know that for a fact, but I love that there's a tribute to them. Absolute legends in the comic book world. Alright, and now our final menu tour is the 4K disc. And wow, the 4K disc has a radically different menu than the Blu-ray disc does. If you remember when we covered Zombieland on 4K, that had a similar menu style to this. This is Sony's 4K menu style that they've got here. We have play with commentary. Disney, take notes, they actually have commentary discs on Sony films, or at least on the 4K discs. Come on, Disney, give me that. Caught in a Ham short is also on this disc. Cool that that's on the 4K, actually. And if we go down, we have languages. Scroll over. English Dolby Atmos. Descriptive audio mix for English. French 5.1. French audio descriptive service. And Spanish 5.1. Scroll down to subtitles. English, English SDH, French, and Spanish. Scroll back over and scroll down to our scene selection. We've lost our bar that tells us where we are in the movie, but I'm pretty sure it's the same number of scenes as on the Blu-ray, and it is. If we scroll back over and scroll down again, it goes back up to the top. It's like a kind of elongated poster here that you've got. If you scroll back up there, scroll down again, scroll down again. It's pretty, it's literally like a long poster here. It's a cool menu setup. I like it a lot. Sony, this was a very innovative idea. I like that you all are trying to take menus in a different direction and not just do the same thing like Disney and Warner Brothers. That wraps up the menu tour. Let's head on back and answer the 5 main questions as always. Alright, so we're back from the close-up. Now it's time to answer the 5 main questions as always. Number 1, where can you pick this product up? I have not seen Spider-Verse on store shelves since that Walmart slipcover variant came out, and even at that, I didn't see a lot of copies of that lingering, so I think you could probably find this at a lot of used DVD and Blu-ray shops and stuff like that, mainly online though. I don't think you're going to find this one in stores. Number 2, is this product still being printed nowadays? I want to say yes, because December of 2021 was just a few short months ago, but it was a Walmart exclusive, and those don't stick around for very long over on Walmart shelves, so I'm going to say no. Sorry. Number 3, should you pick this product up? I can confidently say yes to this because Spider-Verse is a fantastic movie. I love that we focus on Miles Morales rather than Peter Parker, and I think that the animated medium was a perfect way to introduce the general audience to the character of Miles instead of just throwing him into a live action movie and have a bunch of people claim that it's like pandering or something. Shameik Moore gives a fantastic performance as Miles in this movie. He is absolutely fantastic as this young character who I think is in middle school. I never really got a sense of what grade Miles was in. He's going off to some like boarding school that he stays at for the week but then comes home on the weekend. It's clearly not that far away from his house. Is he in middle school or is he like a freshman in high school? I'm not sure what age Miles is supposed to be here, but he plays young very well. Shameik Moore does. I felt for Miles during the emotional moments, and that's due to Shameik Moore's great performance and also the animation being so spectacular. I just love the characterization of Miles in this movie, and I'm so happy that they got Miles Morales right for Spider-Verse. Jake Johnson plays Peter B. Parker, who is Peter from another universe, because we have a multiverse now. That's right, No Way Home, another mention of that movie, even though I said I would stop talking about it. Spider-Verse did the multiverse before you did. Actually, I should say before Loki, because Loki did the multiverse before No Way Home did. This Spider-Man is old. Well, older, not like, my back, like our current president. Not that old, but he's older. He's not a teenager. He's probably in his 40s or so. He's overweight. He's lost Mary Jane. He's lost his spark for being Spider-Man. He's just completely just let himself go. And it takes his relationship with Miles to bring back that certain spark and to get him wanting to be Spider-Man again. And that's a really fun arc to watch. One of the best scenes in this movie is Peter teaching Miles how to web swing. It's a fantastically executed scene, them breaking into the lab that is owned by Dr. Octavius. Olivia Octavius, played by Catherine Hahn. Pretty good performance there, too. I love how they changed up the arms. Like, they're made of, like, rubber and there's air in them, or maybe it's water or something. I don't know what the arms are made of. It was a really cool change. I'll just give them that. But that whole scene is fantastic, is what I'm trying to get at. And again, Jake Johnson is great, too. Him and Shameik Moore have a great back-and-forth dynamic as their characters. They're fantastic. I love Jake Johnson in this movie. I think the only other thing I've seen Jake Johnson in is Tag. And he was pretty good in Tag. And Peter B. Parker makes animated cheeseburgers look amazing. I don't know if, like, the entire animation budget went into that Spider-Man eating a cheeseburger at that joint that they were at, but whew, that thing looked good, man. Speaking of the animation, it's very odd. The animation is kind of all over the place here. It's not stock standard. Sometimes it's fluid. Other times it's like you're watching this movie at 10 frames per second. And sometimes it's in this weird 2D animated thing. Sometimes it's 3D. It jumps around, and I like it. I was a bit taken aback by it when I first saw it, especially when it seems like the backgrounds in certain scenes are blurry. I thought the projector was messed up, and I got it on Blu-ray, and I was like, oh, that's the style that they're going for. And it works really well in context of this movie, because if the multiverse is imploding, you would think that, like, oh, the world would probably be a little bit messed up from that. This movie is so colorful, too. It has so much color, and it'll make your eyes pop. The climax is, like, color overload. It's got so much stuff going on. This movie also looks amazing in 4K, too. This is like a demo quality 4K movie. If you want to test out your 4K TV and see what it's capable of, pop in Spider-Verse. Haley Steinfeld is pretty good as Spider-Gwen. I like that they don't call her Spider-Gwen because that's a dumb name. I've never liked that name. It's stupid because why would you announce that your name is Spider-Gwen? Your name is Gwen Stacy. How are people not going to put that together? People are not that stupid. Well, some people might be, but the people that I like to think are not that stupid are not that stupid. So I like that she calls herself Spider-Woman, not Spider-Gwen. Spider-Woman makes more sense for that character, but Steinfeld, she was great. The other Spider people give fantastic performances as well. Nicolas Cage as Spider-Man Noir, absolutely perfect. I'm going to be taking this colored thing with me. I do not understand it, but I will. The weird anime Spider-Man, I didn't know anything about her. Is she new, this Penny Parker character? I think she's, like, relatively recent. I think she was created relatively recently. I knew nothing about her, but I love that she has a connection with a spider, a psychic connection, and the spider has this giant mech suit that she fights in, which, by the way, it was very sad to watch that mech suit get crushed and have the little sad face on it. I was like, oh, not the mech suit, but the spider's fine. She takes it back to her dimension. She has it in her hand, so the spider's okay. And then, how can I not talk about Spider-Ham? Absolutely amazing performance. I love Spider-Ham. John Mulaney is fantastic as that character. I just washed my hands. That's why they're wet. No other reason. Do animals talk in this universe? Because I don't want to freak him out. The other spider people don't really have that much of character arcs in this movie. They're just kind of there to help Peter and Miles and Gwen get home. But it's cool to see them there. They work in their role, and they don't really need big character arcs. They can be supporting characters, and that's fine. That is totally fine. Let's talk about the villains of this movie. Great Spider-Man villain cameos. We already talked about Dr. Olivia Octavius. Let's talk about Kingpin and how he looks like an Xbox Series X. When I first saw the design for Kingpin, I was like, there's no way that this is going to work. There's absolutely no way that this is going to work in context of this movie. This thing looks dumb. And to be fair, the design of Kingpin is over the top. And it is kind of stupid. I mean, how does that work? I kind of like it. In this weird, wacky universe, it makes sense. Not everything is totally 100% real. It's an animated universe. And Liev Schreiber gives a good performance as Kingpin. His motivations, just a little bit thin, though. I like that it's because of him that the universes collide, but just trying to get his family back, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. And I do like that the wife's name is Vanessa. I think her name was that in the comics too, but that's his girlfriend's name on the Daredevil show, so I took that as a reference to that. I don't know, though. I just wasn't feeling all of Kingpin's motivations. I like his performance, the vocal performance, that is, but I don't know. I just really wasn't feeling him as, like, the big bad throughout this movie. There really isn't, like, a big bad, at least. I mean, it's kind of Kingpin, but then you've got Scorpion thrown in there. Some dude that he looked like Hammerhead. I don't think it was Hammerhead from the 90s cartoon series. He had, like, that pale face. I'm not sure what his name was. And then Prowler is here, too. Aaron Davis, who is played by Mahershala Ali, I think is how you pronounce his name, the new Blade. He was good too, and his death scene was played really well. That was Miles's Uncle Ben, and it's great that the other Spider-Men could help him relate to that and move on from it and become the Spider-Man that he needs to be. Almost like what happens in No Way Home. There's another reference. Can you tell I really like the movie No Way Home? I just rewatched it today. It's so good. But I like Spider-Verse too. And that's why I'm saying that you should see it, because I don't think it's any secret that I'm going to be recommending this movie. Action scenes are fantastic. They're kinetic. You can see everything happening. The animation is fantastic. The character arcs are great. Miles is a great protagonist. I love his suit design. I love Jake Johnson, Haley Steinfeld. Again, the animation. I can't stop talking about the animation because it looks... it's so good. It's so colorful. It pops on screen. It's like a comic book literally brought to life. So again, I don't think it's any secret that I'm going to be recommending that you watch Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse because it's fantastic. It's a great movie. It's a great Spider-Man movie. And I'm so glad that it won an Academy Award for animation because it definitely deserved it. The Academy actually got something right that year. They don't get a lot of things right, but a broken clock is right twice a day. And if you haven't seen Spider-Verse and you're blowing this movie off because, oh, it's animated, I don't watch animated features, I only watch art films in black and white from France in 1953. Like, dude, first of all, come into the modern age already. Second of all, don't discount animation because you really connect with these characters. The medium doesn't matter as long as the characters are great and translate well on screen. It doesn't matter if it's animated or live action. I don't know how people can just write off animated movies and say that, well, I just can't get into them because it's not live action. I don't get that, because it's like, as long as the characters are fantastic, I don't care if it's animated. I don't care if it has some visual flair because it's animated. As long as I care about the characters and, more importantly, the storyline that they're in, animated or not, that just makes a great movie. And Spider-Verse is one of those movies. Did I just state a thesis for why this entire season of Home Media Reviews is animated movies? Yes. Yes, I did. Bottom line, if you haven't seen Spider-Verse, watch it. If you have, watch it again. I recommend Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Number 4, where should you pick this product up? Same answers as number 1. And number 5, what price should you pay? I don't know, man. The Blu-ray copy, I've actually seen that on Black Friday a few times now that I think about it. I feel like they overproduced the crap out of the Blu-ray, so maybe $5-10 for that. DVD, don't even worry about it. 4K, this movie looks absolutely fantastic on 4K. Again, I said it's a demo quality disc because it is, so definitely pick up the 4K. 15 for that, maybe 20 on the higher end if you have the slipcover, or if you want the slipcover, you should probably pay 20 for it. All right, so that wraps up the home media review on Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I forgot to mention the soundtrack, man. The soundtrack for this movie is great. This got me into the song Sunflower by Post Malone. I love that Miles doesn't know the lyrics, and he's just like, "Used to say I'll keep her check. She was a nevertheless calling it quits now, baby, I'm a wreck." He just mumbles along with the song, because I do that too for songs I don't know the lyrics to. I don't like a lot of modern music, but they use modern stuff here really well, and I got into the soundtrack. What can I say? So what is next week, you may be wondering, young spider apprentice? Well, let's keep going with this superhero thing. I'm feeling the whole superhero vibe right now. So let's take a look at a direct-to-video movie, which I know a lot of you are thinking, direct-to-video, that's not good. Trust me, this one is. From a competing comic book publisher. And that competing one is DC. We're going to be taking a hard look at Justice League: The Flashpoint Paradox next week. This is one of my favorite Flashpoint Paradox is one of my favorite comic storylines. Is it translated well into the animated medium? That is a conversation for next week. So I will see you all then. Thank you all so very much for watching. And as always, good night, everybody.